Hey friends, welcome back to 3D Cartoon Review, where sealed pavilions glitter like traps, and one quiet cultivator survives by thinking sharper than everyone else. Today we follow the Immortal Ascension, episode 175, and the moment rare treasures appear, a temporary alliance of Nascent Soul old monsters finally cracks open. Stay close, because one betrayal lands like thunder, one jade box becomes a death sentence, and Han Li answers fear with a single ice-cold breath. As the group stepped onto the first floor of Yuqi Ge, countless treasures sparkled under pale light, and the entire room fell into suffocating silence. No one spoke at first, because every gaze was measuring distance, counting items, weighing enemies, and deciding which smile could hide a knife best. Nan Longhou broke the stillness at last, his voice steady as if hosting a banquet, even while his eyes stayed razor alert. Fellow Taoists, let us divide the treasures on the first floor first, and only then move together to the second floor, Nan Longhou said evenly. With practiced motions, he gathered 6 ancient treasures and 10 high-grade magic artifacts, placing them onto a wooden rack in the open. What everyone truly desires is naturally ancient treasure, yet whether you take ancient treasure or magic artifacts depends on your own will, he continued calmly. Only Wang Tiangu and Yan Ruyan may take one portion each, he added, drawing a clean line that sharpened every polite expression nearby. Around him, the other cultivators kept their faces smooth, but inside they sneered, because nobody believed fairness survived inside an ancient vault. Tai Furin stepped forward with a controlled breath, swallowing her earlier loss, and she chose quickly before anyone could press her weakness. This old body has little time left to refine new artifacts, so I will take one ancient treasure, Tai Furin said, her tone soft yet unyielding. Wang Tiangu then spoke with words wrapped in insinuation, quietly provoking Nan Longhou and Elder Yun, as if stirring a pot already boiling beneath calm. Nan Longhou's brows tightened, and he snorted, there is nothing here worth fighting over for first pick with Taoist Yun. Han Li remained wisely neutral, stepping forward with modesty that sounded harmless, because eagerness is the quickest way to become a target. For now, I do not wish to use my right of choice, so let us discuss again once we reach the second floor, Han Li said, voice quiet. The division ended quickly, like wolves splitting meat while pretending it was soup, and nobody wanted to ignite the first open battle yet. Han Li obtained an ancient treasure shaped like a bamboo tube, plus several alchemy materials, and he accepted them without showing any delight. More importantly, the meditation cushion Han Li had noticed earlier was discarded by Elder Yun, allowing Han Li to pocket profit without lifting a finger. When they climbed to the second floor, a thick sandalwood scent rushed into their noses, clinging to their lungs like incense from an old funeral. Ahead stood a shrine with a one-horned demon god statue, 3 heads and 6 arms, its vicious features carved to intimidate even hardened cultivators. Han Li's heart jolted, because the statue resembled the image on his Fan Sheng Zhen Pian, yet he kept his face perfectly unreadable. However, greed dragged everyone's attention toward a blue jade bed in the corner, where terrifying cold radiated like a sleeping glacier's breath. On the headboard sat 3 eye-catching jade boxes, sealed so tightly that even divine sense could not pierce them, making hunger turn feral. Elder Yun moved like lightning, reaching to grab a box, but Wang Tiangu shouted first and fired a black beam to block that hand. Stop, Wang Tiangu barked, and in that single syllable his true face flashed calm and controlling, as if he owned the room's rules. Wang has no intention of breaking our agreement, but these jade boxes cannot be seen through by divine sense, he said smoothly. That means what lies inside is 8 or 9 parts, a priceless treasure, Wang Tiangu continued, eyes bright with controlled hunger. If you two inspect the items first, and then decide whether to take them, wouldn't that be far too beneficial for you? He asked lightly. Elder Yun and Nan Longhou argued back at once, but to Nan Longhou's shock, the others suddenly lined up behind Wang Tiangu. Only then did Nan Longhou realize he had stepped into a prepared trap, and his smile turned cold enough to cut. He laughed harshly and said, "So you have long colluded with each other, but on the way here you clearly had no opportunity." The battlefield lines became obvious, like banners rising in cold air, and the so-called alliance died on the spot without any burial prayer. Wang Tiangu's side included Wang Chan, Yan Ruyan, Tai Furin, the black-faced man and Cultivator You, forming overwhelming pressure in the cramped hall. Opposite them stood Nan Longhou, Elder Yun, and Han Li, who remained neutral and unreadable, like a sealed talisman. Nan Longhou turned and tested Han Li's stance, because one extra blade could tilt survival, and silence here always has a price. Han Li stepped back politely, smiling faintly, and said, "How would Han dare hold opinions, and I will absolutely not oppose your discussion." For a heartbeat, it seemed Han Li would slip outside the storm, but Elder Yun suddenly stepped forward, roaring with forceful arrogance. "Brother Nan, why waste words with them?" Elder Yun shouted. "Do they truly think joining hands can force us to yield?" White light flickered near Elder Yun's mouth, like a treasure about to launch, and the air tightened as battle tried to be born. Nan Longhou raised a hand urgently and called, "Brother Yun, wait, but the sentence never reached its end. A heaven-shaking explosion erupted, and Elder Yun abruptly turned, spitting out a Yin Lun that smashed Nan Longhou's protective golden radiance. The silver wheel slammed into Nan Longhou's chest, caving it inward, and Nan Longhou vomited blood, eyes wide with disbelief. He desperately released a small golden sword to counterattack, but Elder Yun had already flown beside Wang Tiangu with icy calm. Elder Yun spoke coldly. "Qingxi Jia, so you truly wore that treasure on your body." And the words carried poison deeper than blades. Nan Longhou roared, "Good, good," and his voice cracked like a snapped sword, because betrayal from a companion burns hottest. He screamed, "I never imagined even you were bought by them." And the second floor's incense suddenly smelled like graves. With Nan Longhou wounded, Wang Tiangu turned and tried to pull Han Li into the killing, inviting him to join hands and silence Nan Longhou. Han Li glanced at the restriction sealing the staircase, saw Wang Tiangu's ambition clearly, and only sneered, refusing to sign his name in blood. Nan Longhou, however, was no ordinary coward, and with one sweep, he seized all 3 jade boxes from the blue bed. Then he acted like a drowning man, throwing weight, hurling 1 jade box toward Han Li, and shouting a single command. "Take it!" Nan Longhou yelled, using the classic move of drawing calamity eastward, pushing Han Li into the life-and-death whirlpool. Han Li caught the box, eyes turning razor cold, and without hesitation he stored it in his pouch, accepting the game's brutal invitation. Wang Tiangu's face darkened instantly, and his voice turned sharp as he issued orders, because letting Han Li escape was unthinkable. He commanded in a cold voice, "Channer, you two assist Taoist Yu, and do not let that Han brat escape." Cultivator You laughed hoarsely and stepped forward, excitement trembling in his throat like a beast smelling meat for the first time in months. "Very well said. Leave this Han fellow to me." Cultivator Yu crowed, raising a jade ruyi high, as if already counting Han Li's treasures. Spiritual light surged, and a giant white tiger roared into existence, charging with heavy paws that made the floor tremble like drums. On the opposite side, Han Li sighed softly, as if tired rather than afraid, then tossed out a small black mountain into the air. The mountain expanded to 7 or 8 zhang tall, blocking sight and splitting the battlefield, forcing Cultivator Yu's charge to detour. While the white tiger blasted a pillar of light into the mountain, shaking stone and dust, thunder-like wings unfolded behind Han Li. The Feng Lei Chi flickered with green lightning, and in a sky-splitting boom, Han Li vanished and reappeared beside Cultivator Yu's light curtain. Cultivator Yu's face drained pale, and he raised a green gourd, firing electric arcs in panic, trusting speed and treasures to save him. Han Li did not dodge at all, and he opened his mouth calmly, releasing Qian Lan Bing Yan, a thin blue flame thread colder than death. The flame pierced the protective barrier like paper, struck Cultivator Yu's throat, and a small popping sound echoed, quiet and final. Blue ice spread with terrifying speed, and in an instant Cultivator Yu became a transparent ice statue, dying without final words or dignity. The gourd's electric arcs arrived late, and were absorbed by the golden lightning net around Han Li, vanishing as if swallowed by silence. Han Li seized the gourd treasure casually, and the whole execution from movement to death took only a blink, stunning every nascent soul cultivator. Wang Chan turned white with terror, yanking Yan Ruyan backward, because the scene had rewritten what dangerous truly meant in one breath. He shouted, "Cast together, use Shuiling Defa to trap him," and the pair fled into thick fog to hide fear behind technique. Seeing Cultivator You fall so quickly, the room's confidence shattered, and even Tai Furen's eyes tightened as if frost had bitten her pupils. Nan Longhou forced joy into his bleeding face and called out, offering new bait, hoping Han Li would become his shield against the crowd. He said, "If you join hands, I will give you another jade box." But his smile looked like a man selling water during a fire. Han Li only sneered, because he understood Nan Longhou wanted to use him now, then reclaim everything once the danger passed. Han Li's purpose in killing Cultivator You was clear, a warning strike meant to make Wang Tiangu's group hesitate before reckless pursuit. As expected, hesitation spread like frost, and in that half-second of doubt, Han Li's thunder wings beat hard, cracking the air open. His body became a streak of green light that shot away, slipping past the encirclement as if the corridor itself owed him a path. Elder Yun roared, "Not good, he's escaping!" And his voice carried panic, because losing that jade box meant losing face and profit. Yet after witnessing Qian Lan Bing Yan, Wang Tiangu, Tai Furen, and the black-faced man all chose caution over pride in that moment. They would rather lose one jade box than face a murderous expert with ice flame and impossible speed, so nobody dared intercept. And just like that, they could only watch Han Li leave openly with heavy treasure, his calm retreat more humiliating than any insult. Behind him, the second floor's incense kept burning, but the Brotherhood had already turned into poison that would spread further soon. Nan Longhou clutched his crushed chest, eyes full of hatred and calculation, while Wang Tiangu's faction stared at empty air, swallowing rage. Somewhere inside the fog, Wang Chan and Yan Ruyan retreated, already planning their next move, because fear is temporary, but greed returns. The white jade pavilion remained silent above them, as if amused that mortals fought over gifts, while its deeper floors still held sharper teeth. This is where episode 175 ends, with Nan Longhou gravely wounded, Elder Yun's betrayal revealed, and Han Li carrying a jade box into unknown danger. If you enjoyed the twist, the sudden backstab, and Han Li's lightning-fast kill, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for the next chapter. Next time, we'll see whether Nan Longhou is stripped of everything, and what price Han Li must pay for escaping with the prize everyone wanted most.